lot of your maintenance on any vehicle, whether it be car, trucks, especially your heavy-duty trucks. Most important part about them are the tires. Very overlooked, and there's a lot of things and a lot of signs you can find just by a visual inspection that can lead you basically to tell you need new tires or not. So we're going to go out here, and I'm just going to show you on multiple models, just some different tires, what I would look for, and the different things that apply when you're trying to sell somebody a tire or keep them from blowing a tire down the road. Understand, every time you blow a tire, it's going to be 3 times the cost to have it replaced on the road, plus you're out time, potentially lose a load, you get something cold, all kinds of bad stuff. So here you go. Alright. So right here, steer tire. This one's in pretty good condition. You can see some cracking down in there. Nothing tread-wise. There's no abnormal wear. You can barely see. You're not going to be able to really tell. This side's a little more angled. Just one of those steer tires tend to wear on the outsides more than they do on the end as you're turning them. And this truck doesn't really leave the lot. But one thing I always look for right here on the sidewall is see a lot of cracking. And a good way to find out what you got going on is your DOT number down here. There's a number, and it's 4 digits, and it's usually embossed or kind of like in a little oval style square, and it says 4503. So what that means, it was made in the 45th week of 2003. This tire is way too old to be on the road, henceforth why it's on a yard truck. But this cracking right here, you get over up to any high speed, this will blow out. One of the things you're looking for when you're looking at numbers on a tire, like I said, you're looking for that DOT date. Here's your sizes. Right here, this 14 PR, that's a 14 ply tire. That's how many layers of banding and everything they have on the inside. Alright, so that's a bad tire. It's holding air, but still a bad tire. Alright, let's go back here. We'll, I know that light's right in your face. Try and find me a fairly new tire, and actually a good one. Be over here on this damn near brand new military truck. You got great tread all the way around on these. Okay. So when you're going to replace a tire, you want to make sure your sizes are right. And I got a 315/80 R22.5 right there. The 22.5 is your rim size. Anything that's after the R is the size of the rim. Your 315 and your 80 is your width and your height. It's not an exact number. It's not 315 millimeters. It's not 80 millimeters. It's a percentage of the whole tire. And I can get into that in my next video. But mainly what I'm looking for on these, yet again, checking my valve stems, making sure everything's good. This has got a cross or a autofill and auto drain system. It's a military truck, so you can test your systems through here. These ports right here, notice you get a little bit of air. I don't have anything to do it. On one side you should have air, on the other side you shouldn't. But anyway, on a normal vehicle, you just want to check, like this one's got a rusty valve stem. So when I went to go change the tire, even though we 99% of the time change the valve stems out anyway, this would be a definite change out the valve stem. Got too much rust and corrosion there to try and reuse. So if you pull the tire off, might as well change the valve stems. You don't want somebody coming back for a valve stem. Something else on this tire I want to show you, and I have no clue if once this video is done you're going to be able to see it, but there's arrows right here. Okay, what those arrows mean, and you can look for them on any tire, and if you don't see them, it doesn't matter. If you see arrows, that means it is a directional tire. It's very important to put a directional tire on in the right way. It will wear wrong, it'll ride funny, you could potentially have a failure. We're also looking when we're matching tires up. Right through here, let's see if I can get my camera where you can see it. Woohoo! Yes. Right here you'll see max load. You want to match your tire load to the vehicle you're putting them on. You also want to check your PSI. Every tire has a different max PSI or max air pressure allotment. This one states that it's 130. It is a regroovable tire, and it says max load right here 90 pounds. So it'll be 9,090 pounds, and that's for a single tire. And for a dual load tire, it's only 8270, so 8,270, and that is at the 130 psi rated cold. So when you first put the tires on, not that they've been driven on the road, but when you first put on the tire, 130 is the max pressure. You will gain pressure with heat, and you will lose pressure with loss of heat. So you set it at 130 on a normal day, you're good to go. Alright, let's see if we can find any other crummy tires. Go in here. Sure, I'll find one somewhere in this shop. See if I can find the worst tire we got. Here we go. It's on a test model, but tire's a tire, right? So we got a good tire here. That's what we call a bald tire. One piece of the groove left. All these tires are pretty well worn in the right manner. They're just older. So, yet again, if I was coming up trying to sell this guy a tire, DOT date, look at the condition of the tire. You feel the rubber should be pretty pliable. This one's pretty hard, not just due to air pressure. You can feel how malleable it is. And yet again, we're going to look at those numbers up top, if you can see them. I think you see a 275/80 R24.5. Yet again, 24.5 is your rim size. That's the most important. You can't put a 22 on a 24. It doesn't happen. Retreads, there we go. That's what we want to look for. They do a retread on most tires. And what do you want to look for? There's a line. It's kind of hard to see, but this line right here, you'll see where it'll start to separate, and you can see it's kind of starting to separate there. That would be somewhere. This is not a severe case, but it is something you want to look for. See if the recap is starting to come off. You have virgin tires, recap tires, and regroove tires. The one that was over there that I showed you looked like a slick. You can regroove that. So those are just a few things you want to look for when you're looking at tires. You know, valve stems, tire size, DOT date. You don't want a 9-year-old tire. You want it within 2 to 3 years of age for a new tire, and no more than 6 or 7 for a used tire. And yet again, you want to look at the condition of that rubber. And I'll get back with you guys in another video and explain even further into wheels, tires, and suspension.